Hello, welcome to another video. We're in this video, we'll be talking about where now do we keep our cryptocurrency and how does that place work. So now read with me, my dear friends. So cryptocurrency owners keep their money in a virtual wallet which are securely encrypted with private keys. In a transaction, okay, I think let's understand this first of all. Cryptocurrency owners, like I own Bitcoin, I will keep my Bitcoin in my virtual wallet. There's what we call apps: Bitcoin wallet, Ethereum wallet, Cardano wallet, Ripple wallet. Whatever coin has their own wallet. Now we'll be talking about different kinds of wallets and how they function, their pros and their cons in a short while. Okay, but I want you to understand that you keep your cryptocurrency in a virtual wallet. It is like an app in your on your phone, on your laptop, on whatever smart device you have. So and now these virtual wallets are very secure. They are encrypted with private keys. What are private keys? Private keys are those keys that you use in locking up your wallet. That no external body, unless you have given this private key to that person, your wallet can never be opened or hacked into. Not even the greatest hacker in this world can hack into your wallet, your virtual wallet, your where you store your cryptocurrency. You see, why? Because of the secure encryption. You have encrypted your wallet with this private key here. Okay, so let's move further. In a transaction, the transfer of funds between the owner of two digital wallets requires a record of this exchange between uh, exchange. Let's take it again. In a transaction, the transfer of funds between owners of two digital wallets A and B requires a record of this exchange be entered into a decentralized public ledger. Okay, let's read on. I wanted to say, do you know what this means? I wanted to, but let's read further. It's really understandable. So now, special computers collect data from the latest Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency transactions about every 10 minutes and turn them into a mathematical puzzle. Now let me get in here before you get confused. We talked about miners earlier. We talk about uh, how they secure and monitor transactions in order not to get a fraudulent transaction. We talk about how they mine new crypto into existence, into circulation in the market. So now here it talks about in a transaction, a transfer of funds between two owner of the two different wallets A and B. They want to transfer uh you want to transfer funds from this point A to this point B. This means that you will need what we call a public key, a public address. This public address is the one that these miners will use in entering a code. We use in entering in making entry into their own database that yes, this Mr. A wants to transfer funds to Mr. B, and once this transfer is successful, or the miners they have monitored the transaction and seen that yes, they have what we call the confirmation period, where you wait. Once you send the funds to this, it it, it it can take up to like 10 minutes, highest 10 minutes. So when you wait until highest 10 minutes, but many a times in other networks aside Bitcoin, it takes less than 10 minutes. Let's say 1 minute or something like that, even less than 1 minute. So now when you send these funds from Mr. A to Mr. B, now these miners will confirm if these funds you are sending from Mr. A to Mr. B is legit, or is it a real line of code you are sending to this Mr. B. So once they confirm, all the computers, all the miners that are in this network, once they confirm that yes, this funds you are sending to Mr. B is a real line of code, then they mark your they 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 write down or copy your public key or your public address into their database. They make entry of your public address into the network's database, where you'll be able to see your own transaction and other people will be able to see your transaction. The person you are sending it to can be able to see the transaction that you have sent him, that yes, for a fact you truly sent him a certain amount. Now now this is a public key that you have used. Remember, the person you are sending it to will send you his public address, and you also will use your own public address to send it to the person. We will explain that in a gif. Okay, but I just want you to understand this so that while we are seeing a picture that explaining it much in a much better way, we will really understand what we are talking about clearer form. So now, the person you are sending it to with a public key, and now this your public key cannot be used. Remember, you are sending it from your wallet address, from your virtual wallet, to this person, this point B, this Mr. B wallet address. Your public address can never be used to hack your wallet. It is only this your private key, this your private key, your private address that can be used. Okay, I want us to. Okay, so there's something we omitted here. It says special computers collect data from the latest cryptocurrency transaction about every 10 minutes and turn them into a mathematical puzzle. There, there, a transaction within a puzzle awaits confirmation. Like I told you, when you are sending from point A, Mr. A to Mr. B, before it gets to Mr. B, there must be a confirmation in the middle where miners, which are the validators in the network, will check if what you are sending is a real line of code, or if it is a hacked code you are sending to this Mr. B. Remember, cryptocurrency are lines of code that now have real monetary value. Okay, so confirmation only happens when a member of another category of participant, which is the miners, independently solve the complex mathematical puzzles that prove the transaction legitimacy, thereby completing the transaction from the owner of one wallet to another. Exactly what we have explained above. So initially, typically, army of miners toys away on the puzzle simultaneously, immediately, at the same time, in a race to be the first with, with the puzzle proof that authenticates the transaction. This means that a lot of miners in the network, like 20 miners, they use their computer, their expensive and specifically unique computers, to solve a mathematical equation, a mathematical puzzle, to prove that your transaction from this point A to point B is really legit, is authentic. Okay, now cryptocurrency is an internet-based medium of exchange which uses cryptographic function to conduct financial transactions. Like we said, cryptocurrency is a line of code that has real life monetary values. Okay, let's move on. Cryptocurrencies leverage blockchain technology to gain decentralization. Now, the transparency, the immutability, and decentralization that cryptocurrency have is because of blockchain technology that is backing it. So, in other words, we are saying that it is because of blockchain technology that is why cryptocurrency is existing, or that is why cryptocurrency can use the cryptographic um, position or equation or style or uh, uh, ways to function. So now the blockchain technology helps the cryptocurrency to have decentralization, transparency, immutability. Now let me explain this decentralization, transparency, and immutability. Blockchain helps cryptocurrency to gain decentralization in the sense that it is not only the government or one bank that confirms if you have transferred these funds from this Mr. A to Mr. B. Now it is like 100 group of computers. I can be involved, you can be involved, other many people are involved just to confirm this transaction, that it is legit, it is authentic, that you are transferring this fund from Mr. A here to Mr. B here. This is the decentralized nature that the 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 blockchain technology has given to the cryptocurrency. Now, the transparency here is that once this transaction uh, is tagged authentic, that a miner or group of miners have they have solved this puzzle, this complex mathematical equation, and prove that yes, this your transaction is authentic to this person. So they will immediately make an entry into a decentralized database. This decentralized database brings about transparency. Once they put it in that database, you that is making the transaction or sending the funds from Mr. A to Mr. B can be able to see the transaction. Mr. B can be able to also see the transaction. And outsiders that has your public address and has Mr. B public address can be able to see this transaction that you have also made. And before now, this transparency is really impossible, because it is only the bank that knows what you have transacted, and you alone can know. And sometimes the person you have sent it to only knows the amount that you have sent him. Okay, this transparency we're talking about involves anybody can be able to search using for that public key, or it's as if it's like your bank number and your bank name and your bank details, in which I can be able to send you money from my bank to your bank. Okay, it's still the same thing as this transparency, the public key or the public address, where I can be able to send one cryptocurrency from Mr. A to Mr. B. And after Mr. A have seen what I have sent, Mr. B can equally see it, and also other people around the world can also see this transaction if I want them to see it. So this is the transparency we are talking about. Now let's talk about the immutability. Now, when this blockchain technology, what this blockchain technology help cryptocurrency to achieve is immutability. So now, on the process of you transferring the funds from Mr. A to Mr. B, now this process that the miners have that they have seen that your transfer of funds is authentic. Now they record this transaction in a decentralized database. This decentralized database, once they put it there, nobody can remove it again. Not even them themselves can even alter that that record they have placed in there. That is why many of them have to confirm the transaction, solve this mathematical complex equation before confirming that yes, this your transaction is authentic, and they are able to record it. Once they record it and allow your transaction to go to Mr. B, then nobody can remove it again. You see, the ability for a record not to be able to be take out of a decentralized database is the problem facing the banks today. Now I can send money from my bank to another bank. Okay, now because of that their centralized database they have, I can log into my own bank now and delete that transaction from their database if I am a hacker. Okay, now they are not able to see that transaction that I have made, so I'm able now to still make the same transaction. They now in their database will feel it is the same transaction, not knowing that it is another transaction that I have made. Okay, I have deposited another money in my own account, meanwhile I have already withdrawn or transferred it to someone else. So I can do this as many times I like. But in this decentralized or cryptocurrency, or what blockchain helps cryptocurrency to achieve, is this immutability, and helping them so that nobody can be able to remove this record in the database, in this decentralized database. This means that if you want to remove uh, the record from one database, you have to make sure you remove it from the 100 computers that this record have been recorded in. Remember, no one can do that. It's really hard, very very hard. No hacker can. So nowadays, let's read through. Nowadays, you will have a hard time finding a major bank, a big accounting firm, a prominent software company, or a government that did not research cryptocurrencies, publish a paper about it, or start a so-called blockchain project. So because of these qualities or uniqueness, so now virtual currency, perhaps most notably Bitcoin, one of the digital currency, one of the virtual currencies, have captured the imagination of some, struck fear among others, confused so many people. Now, few people know, but cryptocurrency emerged as a side product of another invention. Let's talk about this guy that created Bitcoin. Now, Satoshi Nakamoto, the unknown inventor of the first cryptocurrency to ever be created, Bitcoin, is the first and still most important cryptocurrency never intended to invent a currency. Let's take it again. The first and still most important currency never intended to invent a currency. Are you confused? Of course, I'm not confused. So, I want to explain that. I really want you to understand it yourself. Take a look at it and really get it down. You say, okay, okay. Now, in his announcement of Bitcoin in late 2008, Satoshi said he developed a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. I think his goal was to invent something many people fail to create before digital cash or after digital cash is invented. Now, the single most important part of Satoshi's invention, this Bitcoin's invention, was that he found a way to build a decentralized cash system. Now, in the 90s, there have been many attempts to create money, a digital money system that is decentralized, but they all have failed. But only Satoshi Nakamoto was able to create this decentralized peer-to-peer electronic cash system, digital cash. Okay,